Welcome back to another Tabletop Collective video. This time we are painting. Warlord Games kindly sent us out some Soviet infantry, and we're going to see how quickly we can get them painted up.
Showtime!
First thing we start off with is a Zandri dust primer over the figure. This will save us from having to paint any of the uniform outside of any cleanup later on. Once that primer coat is finished drying, I moved on and started with the skin using Acadian flesh tone from Citadel. We're going to do a basic, layer, wash, and highlight with at least just the skin. So starting with this kind of middle of the road skin color is great. Next is the iconic green helmet, and I actually mixed two different greens together, Castellan green and Lorne forest. Really, I tried a couple different colors, and this is where the color I liked the most. I somehow forgot to press record. I painted these straps and like the belt with Steel Legion drab, also from Citadel. Most of the colors for this guy will actually be Citadel. That's just what I have a lot of. Next up is the little canteen hanging off the back of his belt. You'll notice here too, I actually did not place any sort of accessories on his back. I just wanted to limit the amount of extra things I had to paint just to see how fast I could get this guy done. But for this one I used Army Painter Banshee Brown, which we will cover with a wash later. The boots, from what I could tell on just different historical photos, were black. I don't really like just the look of straight black, at least with the paints I have. And I'm just still haven't quite figured out how to highlight a straight black, so I went for a mix of Rhinox hide and Eshin gray from Citadel to create a darker color that would take a wash, and you'd still be able to see, the darker colors in the recesses after the wash is done drying. I also painted his gun Steel Legion drab, just to kind of limit the number of paints I'm using, so I don't have to use a different paint for the gun, a different paint for the straps, just to try to keep it as simple as possible. Next are the metallic parts of the rifle I painted with Eshin Gray from Citadel. As I have been painting more and more historical miniatures, especially for bolt action, I find I actually really like a dark gray for the metallic instead of actual metallic paint. I don't know what it is, it just looks cleaner to me. Maybe at some point in the future I will go over this with a really slight highlight of lead belcher or something on the very tips. Next is the rifle strap, which is Death Guard green. Here I'm just cleaning up all of the edges that I kind of spilled over on accident from previous layers. My painting is pretty sloppy at first, so there is usually quite a bit of cleanup actually. So I went through and touched up the skin on his face and hands, and all the uniform as well. Everything else seemed pretty okay, so I didn't have to touch up too much. Next we start with Agrax Earthshade and cover the canteen on his belt, just to give it some nice depth and really pick it out. Then we'll also go over all of these straps, webbing, helmet strap, belt, ammo pouches with the same Agrax Earthshade. And we will also be hitting all of the brown parts of his rifle too, to give them a little bit more depth. Next we've got a Thonian camo shade going over the green rifle strap here, and also his helmet. I've tried out a couple different washes. I've used like a black wash, like a Nuln Oil over the helmet, but I really like the look of a green wash over the green helmet. I think it looks really nice. Next we'll tackle the face and the hands, and we'll go over them with Reichland Flesh Shade. Try saying that 5 times fast, holy cow. Reichland Flesh Shade, Reichland Flesh Shade, Reichland... Yeah. Anyways, just give them a nice even coat over the whole thing. I'm not trying to pull them up too much. Now for the uniform, I used Army Painter Soft Tone, and I did mix it with some of their wash medium. It tints it what I feel like is a close enough color to match Soviet uniforms. I don't really shoot for complete historical accuracy because that's usually just, I don't know, too much work. I just go for close enough, and I'm happy with it, so I like it. After that, we'll go over all of the darker parts on the rifle, and we'll be using a Nolan oil. And somehow I also forgot to record the boots, so also don't forget to hit the boots with a layer of Nolan oil. Now we'll try and highlight the hands and the face, all the raised areas with another layer of Cadian flesh tone over that washed Cadian flesh tone. Just pick out all the raised areas like the cheeks, the tip of the nose, the little nostrils, the chin, the top lips. Those are all the areas I like to hit. A couple spots on the neck that would catch some light, just to give it some variation there. I like to highlight another layer over the top of that, mixing Cadian flesh tone and Kiss of Flesh about 50-50. Again, hitting the same areas but covering, or doing my best to cover, slightly less area over that previous highlight. I'll also take just a pure Kiss of Flesh and do a little dot on the tip of the nose, the chin, the knuckles, again hitting essentially inside the last highlight I did. Then I'll take either something like a Bugman's Glow or a Shadow Flesh from Pro Acryl and hit the lips. I really like adding this detail. I just think from a distance it looks nice and just gives the face a realistic look, really pulls it together, in my opinion. And here we are, there he is, all finished. Pretty easy paint job, honestly. Like I said before, I didn't put a lot of accessories on him, like more ammo pouches or anything like that. I wanted to just see how quickly I could paint up a basic infantryman. And here is another couple soldiers I painted alongside him using the same method, except one of them I actually used a Nolan oil to wash the uniform instead of a soft tone. And I did not like that as much as the soft tone, so I did the rest with the Army Painter soft tone. Let me know what you think in the comments of this. Let me know if you're gonna try it out yourself, if you think it sucks, if you think it's nice. And yeah, we'll see you in the next painting video. We're gonna keep trying to pump these out just to have something a little bit different than battle reports, and I love painting, so we'll see you in the next video.